Good morning, children. I am going to introduce you a very popular Gadya or prose writer of Hindi to you today. His name is प्रेमचंद. प्रेमचंद का असली नाम है धनपत राय. धनपत राय is the original name of Premchand, about whom today we are going to learn a beautiful lesson. And this Dhanapati Rai is born near Benares. Let us read few lines about the Kavi. प्रेमचंद 1880-1936. Premchand lived between 1880 and 1936 years. 31 जुलाई 1880 को बनारस के करीब लम्ही गांव में जन्मे धनपति राय ने उर्दू में नवाब राय और हिंदी में प्रेमचंद नाम से लेखन कार्य किया. It is said that he was born in the month of July on 31st day. It is in the year 1880 and he was born near Banaras. And near Banaras there was a small village by name Lamhi. And the name given by his parents to him is Dhanapata Rai. He wrote with equal talent and equal intelligence in two languages. One is Urdu and one is Hindi. In his Urdu works, he gave his own name as Nawab Rai. He named himself as Premchand while he was writing Hindi Sahitya. निजी व्यवहार और पत्राचार धनपत राय नाम से ही हो करते रहे. In his real life, actually speaking, Premchand was doing all his correspondence work, maybe letter and other work in the name Dhanapat Rai that was given to him by his parents. उर्दू में प्रकाशित पहली कहानी संग्रह सोजे वतन अंग्रेज सरकार ने जब्त कर लिया. Children, you know, it was the time English people were ruling the country. He was born in that time where he wrote a beautiful poem in Urdu. And this Urdu story by name Soje Watan. Soje Watan means the nation that is asleep. That means सोता हुआ मातृभूमि के बारे में what this Kavi wrote, it was seized by the British government because totally it was against the rule of British. It was seized by British government. आजीविका के लिए स्कूल मास्टरी, इंस्पेक्टरी, मैनेजरी करने के अलावा इन्होंने हम्स, माधुरी जैसी प्रमुख पत्रिकाओं का संपादन भी किया. He worked in different designations in his own life. Actually speaking, for his livelihood, he was a school master. That means he was in teaching profession. After that, he was an inspector. And he also worked in the cadre of a manager in different organizations. And apart from all these, responsibilities, he wrote, as an editor of two magazines, namely Hams and Madhuri. These two are the names of two magazines for which he was the editor in those days. कुछ समय बम्बई, today we call it Mumbai, however, की फिल्म नगरी में भी बिताया, लेकिन वह उन्हें रास नहीं आई. It is said that Premchand spent some days in the film industry also. In those days, film industry was totally concentrated in Mumbai, that is Bombay, but he did not like the field. He was not so interested in the field. यद्यपि उनकी कई कृतियों पर यादगार फिल्में बनी. However, we see that many movies were picturized in the base of his works. That means his works were a theme and inspiration for few Hindi films also in those days. आम आदमी के दुख दर्द के बेजोड़ चितेरे प्रेमचंद को उनके जीवन काल में ही कथा सम्राट, उपन्यास सम्राट कहा जाने लगा था. Premchand is said to be the best descripting author, the best manifesting author of a human life. He totally focused on the problems of human life, and when he was alive itself, he was called Katha Samrat. Katha Samrat means the best of all the writers in writing the stories. Upanyas Samrat means the best novelist of those days. He was given these titles when he was alive. This is something what we see in a unique way. Usually what happens when a writer is there, he writes beautiful books and many works. Generally the titles will be given to them when they pass away from the world. But when he was alive, he was given the titles Katha Samrat, उपन्यास सम्राट. उन्होंने हिंदी कथा लेखन की परिपाटी पूरी तरह बदल डाली थी. See, this is what the most important thing about Premchand. What was the trend of story writing in Hindi by that time? Premchand totally changed it. He was a person who transformed the theme of a story in Hindi into totally a different theme base. अपनी रचनाओं में उन्होंने उन लोगों को प्रमुख पात्र बनाकर साहित्य में जगह दी जिन्हें जीवन और जगत के केवल प्रताड़ना और लांछन ही मिले थे. Now children, let us try to understand how the thinking of society, the thought process of authors was changing slowly from generation to generation. Actually, Premchand was focusing on the people who were said to be the people with so much of blame, so much of hatred by the society. Those who were neglected by the society, those who were thrown off from the society, such people were playing very important role in the rachana of Premchand. Whether it is a story, whether it is a novel, whether it is something else, he was focusing on the people who were totally neglected by the society. This is the most outstanding change of Premchand's theme of story or novel. 8 अक्टूबर 1936 में उनका देहावसान हुआ. Premchand died in 1936 on 8th October. प्रेमचंद ने जितनी भी कहानियाँ लिखीं वे सब मानसरोवर शीर्षक से 8 खंडों में संकलित हैं. All the literary works of Premchand, mostly the stories, were published in the name Manasarovar, and they are divided into 8 parts. उनके प्रमुख उपन्यास हैं गोदान, गबन, प्रेम आश्रम, सेवा सदन, निर्मला, कर्मभूमि, रंगभूमि, कायाकल्प, प्रतिज्ञा और मंगलसूत्र, जो अपूर्ण उपन्यास है. So Premchand wrote a number of novels, and these novels are very famous in Hindi literature. The topmost are Godan, Gaban, Premashram, Nirmala, and Karmabhumi, etc. And he wrote one book by name Mangal Sutra, which is an incomplete work. Now, Let us go to the summary of the lesson. What is the thinking process of Premchand? What kind of changes he brought in Hindi literature? Let us try to get an idea of his themes and the works. अभी तुम छोटे हो इसलिए इस काम में हाथ मत डालो। यह सुनते ही कई बार बच्चों के मन में आता है कि काश हम बड़े होते तो कोई हम यूं न टोकता। See children, in general, in almost every family, in every house, we listen to such words. Our parents, maybe our elder brothers and sisters, they tell us like this. अभी तुम छोटे हो, ऐसे you are very young, इसलिए काम में हाथ मत डालो. Don't put your hands into this particular thing. They give us so many cautions. You are very young to do this work. No, don't come. You are too small to do these things. Like that, our parents and our elders always try to control us. And many times children feel so much for this kind of instruction from parents. What they think is when we become elder or when we grow some more in age, then nobody will stop us. Children get a feeling that they should grow very soon and no such cautions will come from parents or elders. लेकिन इस भुलाव में न रहिएगा क्योंकि बड़े होने से कुछ भी करने का अधिकार नहीं मिल जाता. But children, just remember one thing. When you grow big, even then nobody will allow you to do all the things, particularly by yourself. Again they have some more barriers there. They start talking about some more restrictions. They start making you some more discouraged by telling you are too young to do all these things. घर के बड़े को कई बार तो उन कामों में शामिल होने से भी अपने को रोकना पड़ता है जो उसी उम्र के और लड़के बेधड़क करते रहते हैं. It is said that the eldest people in the family also are restricted like this. For example, the earlier generation like grandparents, if the grandparents are there, even your parents are restricted by them. If grandparents' parent also is alive, we can certainly think that they stop, they restrict their son or their daughter not to do certain things. This is like a chain and you don't expect you will be allowed at a particular age to do all the things of the house. No, it is say very funny, but it is a truth. जानते हो क्यों? क्योंकि वे लड़के अपने घर में किसी से बड़े नहीं होते. You know the reason? It's a very joyous thing that these people are always youngers, but never they are elders. There are people who are elder to them and they always restrict the people, those who are young to them. This is what generally we see in our houses. प्रस्तुत पाठ में भी एक बड़े भाई साहब हैं. The lesson we are going to read, the title of the lesson is Bade Bhai Sahab. In this lesson also there is an elder brother. जो हैं तो छोटे ही. In fact, he is an elder brother, but by age he is very young. लेकिन घर में उनसे छोटा एक भाई और है. When he is also young, why are you telling him he is the elder brother? Because he has a younger brother in the house who is, say, by age younger to him. That is the only reason why this boy is called the eldest brother in the house. उससे उम्र में केवल कुछ साल बड़ा होने के कारण उनसे बड़ी बड़ी अपेक्षाएं की जाती हैं. Just because he was elder by few years than the younger brother, he was putting so much of restriction, so many conditions, and he was very very powerful in making his own younger brother always discouraged by him in all the aspects. That is the only reason. बड़ा होने के नाते वह खुद भी यही चाहते और कोशिश करते हैं कि वह जो कुछ भी करे वह छोटे भाई के लिए एक मिसाल का काम करे. He always thinks and he always acts in a view that I am elder brother and whatever I do in the house should be an example to my younger brother. He acts like that, he restricts the younger brother like that, and he masters over the younger brother. Just because he was a little bit elder than the younger brother. It's not because he was so elder and he was so intelligent, or maybe he is a so efficient person. Never. Just because he was elder by 4 or 5 years to the younger brother, he always thinks whatever I do should be followed by my younger brother. That is what say the fun of people in the house we observe. इस आदर्श स्थिति को बनाए रखने के फेर में बड़े भाई साहब का बचपना तिरोहित हो जाता है. What we see here, the real fun of the story comes here only. For controlling his younger brother or molding younger brother in order to follow him in all the aspects, the elder brother will come back to his own childhood. It is the funniest part of the story because he is going to control his younger brother. Whenever he is going to do that, he will come back to his own childhood and he will act like a small child. This is what the fun of the story, and remember, this is the truth that we see in our houses. Everybody's house, the same scene can be seen by all of us, and it brings a kind of a message as well as it gives us a lot of fun. It gives us a lot of pain to the people who are said to be the younger brothers. So let's now go into the real story, Bade Bhai Sahab. Today let us start the lesson. The other day we have completed the introduction of poet Munshi Premchand. Today let us start the lesson, Bade Bhai Sahab. Bade Bhai Sahab means the elder brother. इसमें कवि अपने को प्रथम पुरुष में मानकर स्टोरी बता रहे हैं, ऐसा अपना कहानी ऐसा बता रहे जा रहे हैं. मेरे भाई साहब मुझसे 5 साल बड़े लेकिन केवल 3 दर्जे आगे. कवि बोल रहे मेरे भाई साहब, दैट मीन्स उसके एल्डर ब्रदर, he was 5 years elder to him, but he was only 3 classes more than him in his studies. उन्होंने भी उसी उम्र में पढ़ना शुरू किया था जब मैंने शुरू किया, लेकिन तालीम जैसे महत्व के मामले में वह जल्दबाजी से काम लेना पसंद न करते थे. He is telling his brother also started studies when the younger brother started. But why there is a difference of only 3 classes? The only answer is he was not very horrified in the serious things like education. Education is so serious in view of his elder brother. So he works very slowly and he also wants to be steady in his studies. That's why he was in the next class where the younger brother also has come to him almost with a difference of 2 classes. इस भवन की बुनियाद खूब मजबूत डालना चाहते थे जिस पर आलीशान महल बन सके. His brother was thinking to say build a very dignified or a very luxurious building. Always foundation is very important. So slowly he was making the arrangements for good foundation. That's why he is taking so much time in terms of years, say 3 years. 3 years was the difference of studies for the elder brother and the younger brother, though the age difference is 5 years. 1 साल का काम 2 साल में करते थे, कभी कभी 3 साल भी लग जाते थे. Kavi is telling always his elder brother was doing the work very slowly. Say, for example, the work that is intended for 1 year, he was doing in 2 years, and sometimes he was going for even 3 years. बुनियाद ही पुख्ता न हो तो मकान कैसे पायेदार बने? This sentence means a very say important information, like when there is no strong foundation, how you can make a well-founded building constructed on it. So according to the elder brother of the poet, it is said that he was very slow, he was very careful about foundation, he was also very much careful about the strong building to be built on that. मैं छोटा था, वह बड़े थे. I was younger and he was elder to me. Okay. मेरी उम्र 9 साल की थी, वह 14 साल के थे. I am just 9 years old and my elder brother, he is just 14 years old. उन्हें मेरी तंबीह और निगरानी का पूरा और जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार था और मेरी शालीनता इसी में थी कि उनके हुक्म को कानून समझूं. Here, मेरी निगरानी, what is निगरानी? Observance. He was very keen in observing me and he used to feel that to observe me from, say, all points of view is his power that was bought from the birth time. Janma Siddha Adhikar, the power attained by the time of birth itself. And my good nature is, say, like I used to feel whatever he tells, I used to take it as order. That was why my good nature, and that was his, say, from birth time attained right to always observe me and keep me under his control. वह स्वभाव से बड़े अध्ययनशील थे. He was from the beginning very keen in observing people. हर दम किताब खोले बैठे रहते थे और शायद दिमाग को आराम देने के लिए कभी कॉपी पर, किताब के हाशियों पर चिड़ियों, कुत्तों, बिल्लियों की तस्वीरें बनाया करते थे. Always my elder brother was very much keen in doing some work that was related to books. किताब खोले बैठे रहते थे. Always he was sitting with the open books. Always the books of my brother were open. And दिमाग को आराम देने के लिए he used to feel we should give rest, sufficient break to the brain. Otherwise, our brain will not be so effective. That was his feeling. किताब के हाशियों पर, that means on the wrappers of the notebooks. On the wrappers of notebooks, My brother used to draw some pictures like some birds, maybe sometimes dogs, maybe sometimes cats. He used to feel that this kind of activity will be giving a break to the brain, giving a gap to the brain to be not so serious. So, in between the study periods, he used to give such kind of entertainment to his own brain. कभी कभी एक ही नाम या शब्द या वाक्य 10-20 बार लिख डालते. He has another habit also. He used to write sometimes simple word or simple sentence or any name. He used to write it say some 10 to 20 times, 30 times without any kind of disturbance. This also was felt by him as a break in the studies. कभी एक शेर को बार बार सुंदर अक्षर में नकल करते. He used to take some song that was very much liked by him. Many times he used to copy that just in beautiful letters. That means in a beautiful handwriting, he used to do the things without any purpose, without any meaning. That he was feeling, giving a gap to the brain, giving a kind of break to the routine work. कभी ऐसे शब्द रचना करते जिसमें न कोई अर्थ होता न कोई सामंजस्य. Sometimes he used to say, build up some words, and when you want to read and understand the words, you are a failure because those words never had any meaning. Those words never had a purpose. That was all his pastime. मसलन एक बार उनकी कॉपी पर मैंने यह इबारत देखी, स्पेशल अमीना भाइयों भाइयों दरअसल भाई भाई. I'll tell you an example what my brother writes. I saw on his copywriting book, he wrote some kind of words like special, अमीना, भाइयों भाइयों, दरअसल भाई भाई. We don't know what is the purpose of these words. We don't know. They don't have any special meaning. And he wrote them several times on his copy. राधे श्याम, श्रीयुत राधे श्याम 1 घंटे तक इसके बाद एक आदमी का चेहरा बना हुआ था. After some time, he started drawing the face of a person. You know, for 1 hour he was drawing the same face. मैंने बहुत चेष्टा की कि इस पहेली का कोई अर्थ निकालूं, लेकिन असफल रहा. See, I wanted to actually find out what is the meaning, what is the purpose of writing like this. I tried a lot, but I became a failure because I could not understand what is the meaning of these words or the picture or the names and what all he was doing. और उनसे पूछने का साहस न हुआ. I tell you one fact, I was not dare enough to ask him what is the meaning of these words or what purpose is there behind writing such words. वह 9वीं जमात में थे, मैं 5वीं में. My brother was in 9th class, where I was in 5th class. उनकी रचनाओं को समझना मेरे लिए छोटा मुँह बड़ी बात थी. Children, here observe one usage, छोटा मुँह बड़ी बात. That is impossible. We cannot do, say, great things with a very, very younger age and with a small, say, mouth. We cannot eat so much at a time. This kind of, say, understanding of my brother's activities was, say, literally impossible for me. I am very frank to say this. मेरी जी पढ़न में बिल्कुल न लगता था. I tell you one more fact. My mind was never engaged in studies. 1 घंटा भी किताब लेकर बैठना पहाड़ था. I used to feel taking book into hand and sitting for 1 hour is highly impossible for me. मौका पाते ही हॉस्टल में निकलकर मैदान में आ जाता और कभी कंकरियाँ उछालता. Whenever I get just some chance, a very little opportunity, I used to jump out of the hostel and I used to go to the playground. There I used to throw the pebbles and I was enjoying a lot. कभी कागज़ की तितलियाँ उड़ाता. I used to make butterflies with a paper and I used to fly them. कहीं कोई साथी मिल गया तो पूछना ही क्या. When I was doing such kind of funny things, suppose I get a friend, what shall I tell? We used to enjoy the, say, whole thing without any awareness of surroundings. कभी 4 दीवार पर चढ़कर नीचे कूद रहे हैं. I, along with my friends, used to just climb onto the walls and jumping to the ground. This was one of our, say, games. कभी फाटक पर सवार. Sometimes we used to just climb onto the main gate. उसे आगे पीछे चलाते हुए मोटर कार का आनंद उठा रहे हैं. Do you know what we used to do? Sitting on the main gate, we used to pull the gate front and backwards and feeling that we are driving a motor car. That was all. So much enjoyable game for us. लेकिन कमरे में आते ही भाई साहब का वह रुद्र रूप देखकर प्राण सूख जाते. But once I come into the room, when I see the face of my brother, all my enjoyment will totally get evaporated. And he was very serious and all my enjoyment will be totally vanished. Once I see his, say, furious face. उनका पहला सवाल यह होता, कहाँ थे? His first question will be like this, where were you? हमेशा यही सवाल इसी ध्वनि में हमेशा पूछा जाता था. The same question, the same intonation, always it was asked to me. और इसका जवाब मेरे पास केवल मौन था. Do you know, my answer was silence. My answer was nothing. न जाने मेरे मुंह से यह बात क्यों न निकलती कि जरा बाहर खेल रहा था. I do not know what is my weakness. I could give the answer, yeah, just I was playing outside. No, never I gave the answer to my brother. I was quiet and I could not give any answer to him whenever I was put this question. मेरा मौन कह देता कि मुझे अपना अपराध स्वीकार है. I understand when I keep quiet, it is to say I submit my mistake. I have done a very, very inexcusable mistake and my quietness gives an impression to my brother, yes, he is accepting his own mistake. और भाई साहब के लिए उसके सिवा और कोई इलाज न था कि स्नेह और रोष से मिले हुए शब्दों में मेरा सत्कार करें. My brother will understand. Yes, he understands that I was playing outside. Then he will simply give me a kind of treatment with a kind of friendly and angry words put together in the following way. इस तरह अंग्रेजी पढ़ोगे तो जिंदगी भर पढ़ते रहोगे और एक हर्फ नहीं आएगा. See, my dear brother, suppose you are going to study in this manner, I am sure throughout your life you are not going to learn a single letter. अंग्रेजी पढ़ना कोई हंसी खेल नहीं है कि जो चाहे पढ़ ले. नहीं, आयरा गैरा नत्तू खैरा सभी अंग्रेजी के विद्वान हो जाते. See, learning English is not a joke. It's not a funny thing. It's not very easy as you are thinking. And suppose it is something very easy what you are thinking, oh, every person who is fit for nothing will become a great scholar in English. Are you listening? यहाँ रात दिन आंखें फोड़नी पड़ती है और खून जलाना पड़ता है, तब कहीं यह विद्या आती है. जस्ट रिमेंबर, थ्रू आउट द डे एंड नाइट यू हैव टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड. यू हैव टू जस्ट पुट योर माइंड एंड बॉडी इनटू दैट, देन ओनली यू विल बिकम ए लिटिल बिट एजुकेटेड इन इंग्लिश. और आती क्या है? हाँ कहने को आ जाती है. इतना काम करने के बाद what you will understand, you know, what you will learn, you know, at least you will say yes when somebody will put a question to you. That much very difficult thing is learning English. बड़े बड़े विद्वान भी शुद्ध अंग्रेजी नहीं लिख सकते. See my brother, remember one thing, even great scholars and even great knowledgeable persons can never write pure and say faultless English. Great scholars also write so many mistakes in English. बोलना तो दूर रहा, and I tell you, speaking English never possible to anybody. It's quite impossible thing. और मैं कहता हूँ, तुम कितने घोंगा हो कि मुझे देखकर भी सबक नहीं लेते. I tell you, you are so careless and you never lend me your ear. I know, my dear brother, and you never take a lesson from me also. You can understand, I am an example for you. Since these many years I am learning English, till today I am not able to do much in English. And you are thinking you can do it easily. No, it's quite impossible. Remember that. मैं कितनी मेहनत करता हूँ यह तुम अपनी आँखों से देखते हो. I think you are observing me how much hard I work to learn English. अगर नहीं देखते तो यह तुम्हारी आँखों का कसूर है, तुम्हारी बुद्धि का कसूर है. Suppose you have not observed me, suppose you have not taken my pains into account, that is your, I tell you, total mistake. It's a mistake of your eyes, it's a mistake of your mind. इतने मेले तमाशे होते हैं, मुझे तुमने कभी देखने जाता देखा है? Answer one question, my dear brother. There are so many processions going on in front of our hostel building. Did you ever observe me going and seeing those processions? Did you ever observe me going and peeping up from on the wall? Such kind of things. That much I am determined. That much I am totally dedicated for learning. Do you have such? रोज ही क्रिकेट और हॉकी के मैच होते हैं. I think you know this also very well. Every day there is a hockey match. Every day there is a cricket match. My pass nahi fatakta. I don't even go near to the information. हमेशा पढ़ता रहता हूँ. You might have observed I am always deeply immersed in studies. उस पर भी एक एक दर्जे में 2-2, 3-3 साल पढ़ा रहता हूँ. You know, I am spending 2 years in a class and sometimes even 3 years continuing in the same class. फिर भी तुम कैसे आशा करते हो कि तुम यूँ खेल कूद में वक्त गंवाकर पास हो जाओगे? I don't understand one thing, my brother. Tell me how I am working and still I am spending 2 years, 3 years in the same class. How do you think? How dare you are to think that you can pass the class spending all your time in the playground? Are you aware of your studies? Are you aware of your situation here? मुझे तो 2 ही 3 साल लगते हैं. तुम उम्र भर इसी दर्जे में पढ़े सड़ते रहोगे? या लिसन, फॉर मी इट इज़ टेकिंग जस्ट 1 year or 2 years to come into the next class. But I tell you, when you are spending whole time in the playground like this, lifelong you will be in the same class. I am sure you will never get promoted to the next class. अगर तुम्हें इस तरह उम्र गंवानी है तो बेहतर है. Okay, my brother, if you want to be like this, you want to be a person totally backward, it's okay. I don't bother. घर चले जाओ और मज़े से गुल्ली डंडा खेलो. I tell you seriously one thing, my brother, if you want to spend like this time, go home and there enjoy your time in playing with the street children. Come on, decide. दादा की गाढ़ी कमाई के रुपये क्यों बर्बाद करते हो? You know, our people, our say ancestors, maybe our parents and grandparents, they have earned a lot of money with a lot of hard work. Remember, they have earned this money with a lot of hard work, and if you want to spend it like this, you want to totally destroy their earnings. No, it's not correct. मैं यह लताड़ सुनकर आंसू बहाने लगता. I will listen to all this say teaching from my brother and tears start rolling from my eyes. I start sobbing. I start weeping so seriously after listening to this prolonged message of my brother. जवाब ही क्या था? What can I answer? What can I give as a reply? अपराध तो मैंने किया, लताड़ कौन सहे? Yes, I am the culprit who will take the punishment. I only have to take. There is no other way. भाई साहब उपदेश की कला में निपुण थे. I'll tell you one thing. My brother is expert in giving teachings. He is an excellent teacher, I say. Only giving a kind of teaching to others, he made himself an excellent teacher. ऐसी ऐसी लगती बातें कहते, ऐसे ऐसे सूखती बात चलाते कि मेरे जिगर के टुकड़े टुकड़े हो जाते और हिम्मत टूट जाती. My brother will deliver such words with which my heart will break into pieces, and all my courage will be totally disappeared. He will talk like that. He will give such kind of harsh words that I can't bear them, or I can't make him proceed with any other thing. इस तरह जान तोड़कर मेहरबानी करने की शक्ति मैं अपने में न पाता था और उस निराश में जरा देर के लिए मैं सोचने लगता. When my brother is speaking like this, my brother goes on teaching me like this, I tell you, I totally lose my energy. I totally lose my own confidence. And I start thinking for some time in my mind like this. क्यों ना घर चले जाऊं? It's better. Why don't I go home? जो काम मेरे बूते के बाहर है उसमें हाथ डालकर क्यों अपनी ज़िंदगी खराब करूं? Sometimes my thoughts will go like that. Yes, better I go home. Why I should die for the things which I cannot do, which are out of my capability, which are out of my, say, energy. I always think, yes, I will go home. I will run away from this place. Sometimes I think like that. मुझे अपना मूर्ख रहना मंजूर था. I openly accept that I always want to prove myself a fool. That means instead of listening to the prolonged teaching of my brother, I accept myself, yes, I am not interested in study. I am interested in games. I am interested in joyous time. Yes, I feel like that. लेकिन उतनी मेहनत से मुझे तो चक्कर आ जाता था. I tell you why I decide like this, so much of hard work. As per my brother's words, I feel like getting suffocated. I feel one day I'll become unconscious. I know it's not under my control that I will do that much hard work. What my brother is expecting from me. लेकिन घंटे 2 घंटे के बाद निराश के बादल फट जाते. बट सी दिस इज ओनली फॉर few seconds. This is only for some time, and after that I start getting once again come back to my own state. That is मैं इरादा करता कि आगे से खूब जी लगाकर पढ़ूंगा. At once I take a decision. You know what is the decision? I will work very hard. Now onwards, totally I put my energy into my work, into my studies. I do this wholeheartedly. I always come back to my decision. चटपट एक टाइम टेबल बना डालता. Do you know, when I come to this decision, when I come back to my status, what I do? Immediately I sit and I prepare a timetable. This timetable, how hard I will make, I'll tell you how it will be. बिना पहले से नक्शा बनाए कोई स्कीम तैयार किया काम कैसे शुरू करूं? No, I think it is not correct. Make a timetable, make a schedule, then start your work. That is correct. So, before I do my work, before I implement my decision, there should be a timetable. That I feel sincerely. That's why I sit and prepare a very, very crucial work like preparing the timetable. टाइम में खेल कूद की मत बिल्कुल उड़ी जाती. या प्लीज़, आई एम प्रॉमिसिंग यू, never I allot any time for games or any time for enjoyment. My timetable is say that much strict. प्रातःकाल 6 बजे उठना. Yeah, my timetable starts like that. I am going to wake up by 6 o'clock in the morning. मुँह हाथ धो, नाश्ता कर पढ़ने बैठ जाना. Soon after getting up, I shall complete my nature call and I take my breakfast and at once I sit for studies. 6 से 8 तक अंग्रेजी. In this timetable, from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I am going to study English. 8 से 9 तक हिसाब. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I sit with mathematics. Now say 9:30 तक इतिहास. From 9 to 9:30, I am going to study history. फिर भोजन और school. After that, I go for my meals. Then I move towards my school. This is all my timetable. Very strict timetable I prepare for myself.